welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you guys on a Saturday, talking a little real estate, maybe talk a little football, a little basketball, so much going on. We're going to have a good time today. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a good week. And always, thank you for tuning into our lovely radio station. We always have fun here. We talk a little real estate, talk a little vol action, and then just, you never know, I might get into story time. So it's been a busy week. Hard to believe it is November. I was just telling Nick, I was thinking about Nick. He was out for a couple of days, and I was like, it was 2 weeks to like Thanksgiving. It's turkey time right around the corner. Before you know it, it's a blink of an eye. Have you guys noticed that everybody's starting to decorate for Christmas like way early? Pulled in my subdivision the other day, and I think they already got the Christmas stuff out. It's every year it continues to be earlier and earlier. I don't know. But I'm excited for it. It's the season. We're busy. The real estate market has tons of news. Super, super busy on our side. As always, I always told you in East Tennessee, the fall market is the best time. We're super busy. And good news on the real estate front. Good news for the housing market. We'll start with that. Mortgage rates plunge and demand finally inches back. So interest rates for the 30-year fixed rate mortgage decreased last week from 7.61 from a previous 7.86. Application for refinance home loans increased 2% for the week and were 7% lower than the same week 1 year ago. It's the biggest 1 week drop in over a year, causing the first increase in mortgage demand in a month. Total mortgage applications rose 2.5% last week. So, the feds came out. They said they're probably not going to raise the rates at least for the rest of this year. A lot of those rates are built in with some fees or in expect of the feds doing adjustments, and the banks lowered them a little bit. That's good for the consumer. Rates are getting down a little bit, and so that you're seeing the real estate market kind of respond to that. So that's a good thing. Where does that leave us the rest of this year? If you're thinking about buying or selling, is now the time. You know, the holidays are not far away. But think about if you're selling in the next year, you really have to look at it. That opportunity to put your home on the market, and now inventory is up just a little bit. We're about 4,000 homes on the Knoxville market, and homes are sitting just a tad bit longer. Talked to an appraiser the other day, but sales prices are staying pretty firm. So it's good to hear. But buyers, you have opportunities now versus where if the rates go down a little bit lower, we may get into more of a bidding war and things like that. So keep that in mind, buyers. Opportunities are out there. Sellers still getting good prices, so really good for the Knoxville housing market as a whole. Obviously, it is challenging. You know, the real estate market's challenging as a whole, but it's good to hear some relief with the interest rates. I think that was good for everybody. We didn't want to see interest rates continue to keep increasing. So we've got a good show for you. We're going to start today with one of the biggest things as we go into the holidays. I have some clients that I'm working with that came to me yesterday through the radio show. And they were thinking about whether a lot of people like you guys are thinking about, should I build or should I buy a resale? And that kind of conversation, should we build a lot? You know, find a lot now, secure things while costs are, reasonably low. Building supplies are down, believe it or not, lumber, the lowest we've seen in a long time. I was talking to a client of mine, was a builder. He said, this is the time that you want to build. And there's some opportunity in the market now to secure that lot. And maybe when you're ready, then actually take advantage of that. Or should we buy resale? Is an opportunity where some people are relocating, being transferred across the country. Need to sell. That opportunity now as a buyer may be your time. So we'll talk about that, the pros and the cons of buying new construction or buying a resale, and is there a difference in cost? All right, I've got some congrats coming up. Some new listings, 210 Marie Street, new listing that we just took, split foyer. Great opportunity with a basement, large lot. Make sure you check that property out. 514 Canberra Drive, Unit 24, condo, West Knoxville. Make sure you check that out. It's a 2-bedroom. 815 Red Fox Trail in Gatlinburg, building lot there. Beautiful smoky views. That just hit the market. Make sure you check that one out as well. And then 1043 Gap Creek Road. Beautiful property, over 40 acres. It's a must-see. They have a separate building site with beautiful mountain views. Make sure you check that one out as well. And some congrats, as always. Great closing with our great clients on 602 Only Way in Pigeon Forge. That was a ordeal, as It took a little longer than we expected to close at closing yesterday, but got it done late in the day. So congrats to the partners on that. And then 204 Meadowlark Cove Road. Congrats to you on your closing and your relocation to Florida. So a lot going on. Let's see. So you guys obviously understanding the market and may have bought and sold homes before. New construction is always new construction. If you're in the market today, you know that the market usually is always new construction is going to carry the higher prices. Always new is going to cost more to build, and resale should be lower. So if you're thinking about selling in today's market, one of the biggest things that we're facing, especially in our area, the West Knoxville area, Hardin Valley, or across the area, not just in our area, is what? Competition on the new construction. New construction home sales are still surging, while resales are having a little bit of sluggish. And so I guess the question would be, guys, what's your preference? And we're going to dive into this and kind of the cost. A lot of the numbers in today's market with money being a big factor, right? What is going to be the cost difference? Should I buy new and then I don't have the maintenance and I don't have to upgrade? Or can I get into my home now with the rates being a little bit higher than I like them and then always upgrade down the road? So we're going to kind of talk about that. National Association of Realtors said, and the Home Builders Association said, in 2022, an average new construction price was $644,750 versus a resale for $535,000. So that's $109,250 difference. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of difference. So obviously prices have gone up for new existing homes, new builds over the last couple of years. But building a new house is usually going to cost you more than buying one, usually, and that makes sense, right? Buying something new, whether it's a purse, car, or anything else, is almost always going to be more expensive. I don't know about purses, guys. We don't buy any purses, but than a pre-owned. But with one of the things that we're going to run into and talk to about on real estate with Ryan on the new construction is all the challenges, kind of table this and say, okay, what are we going to run into if this is my first new home? Or maybe I've done this a time or two. Do I want to go down that road? Guys, do we want to keep our marriage intact as we build our new home? Because there's a lot that goes on when we're building new construction. And let's talk about some of those things that you're going to run into of building a new house, things that you're going to come into. I think, probably one of the biggest things that I would suggest when we're starting this search and a new couple that we're working with is the first thing you want to do is really look at the areas and location. Everybody on the radio knows real estate is about what? 3 words: location, location, location. I always say it, right? And so it's really your location. We want to be closer to the grandparents. We want to be closer to Johnny's school. How about we be closer to work without the commute? So what I would encourage you to really define the location that you want to be in and map that out. Me and my wife did the same thing when we made a decision to build in our location. And then we worked ourselves backwards from there. So knowing your location is key. And is it flexible? Are schools a must and you're in this area? Are you homeschooling? You got private schools, different opportunities there? Or is schooling not even a factor? So schools open up the marketplace. So a lot of things to kind of think about when we're looking there. And then what you want to do is start that process. And what I encourage you to do is get with a good real estate agent that knows your market. Regardless of what the news media or anything else says out there, I promise you, your best teammate, your best team is to get somebody that knows the market, that can help walk you through this process. Because they're going to guide you through cost, vendors, where the prices are being, what the market is. And when we've got a real estate market that's changing so rapidly, you need somebody on your side that knows, what you can do here and what you can do there, changes that you need to make, what's realistic, right? And what's not realistic. And then sometimes understanding that when we're going to buy new construction, there's going to be a period, it's almost inevitable, that you're going to probably move twice. Are we prepared for that? Are you able to stay or rent something temporarily if we have to sell this property while we make the build? Sometimes we work it perfectly, but not always, okay? Some of the pros when we're building a house is customizations. That's going to be one of the things we talked about, guys. There's a lot of customization that starts. Some of the builders in our area have track building, meaning There's limited customization. All right. So they're track builders, meaning they just build them very quickly and throw them up. And there's limited to what you can choose. But a true custom build, you're going to get with your architect, you're going to get with your builder, and you're going to have certain critiques and changes that you're going to take. That could take months. Obviously, low competition. The real estate market is competitive, getting going. Hey, we got a break. Stay with us. We'll talk more about this in just a second.
Hey, Ryan, go deep. Keep going. Keep going. A little bit deeper. A little bit more. If you're in the market to buy or sell a home, let Ryan Coleman at Hometown Realty give you a home field advantage.
Man, great throw, Joe. Go Big Orange.
Hometown Realty, a proud sponsor of the Vols.
Hey, Vol Nation, Joe Milton here. The real estate market is changing rapidly. There's never been a better time to know your home values than today. Start by getting your instant home evaluation by your trusted Hometown Realty experts. Text your address to 290-2290. That's 865-290-2290. Go Big Orange.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. All right, back at it, Real Estate with Ryan. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for staying with us. These shows go quickly. The first half was coming quick on a break, and we just got so much to talk about with whether what we're talking about today, guys, is whether we're going to buy new construction or we're going to do a resale, what makes more sense financially in today's market, and we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons. Before we get going on that, we got our 60-second Vol update. You know, Vol Nation in the house. Drum roll, please. All right, we got Smoky Gray, Missouri today. They're bringing back the Smoky Gray. So excited to see that big game versus Missouri. Ball for life. Josh Dobbs. Did y'all see that game? Man, that was amazing. Minnesota game. I happened to catch the half of it where he came from Arizona and didn't even know his teammates' names. Came in there and won that game, and we were rooting for him. I actually went to the basketball game, and one of the fans were like, Did you see the game with Josh Dobbs? And I did. That was awesome. So super shout out to him and what he's doing over there. And then men basketball back in action. Big win the other night. Zakiya Ziegler back. Glad to see him on the court. That was huge for men's basketball. Lady Vols in action. Big win the other day. And we got some upcoming games. Make sure you check out the women versus Memphis Tigers. It's going to be on November 13th at 6:30 p.m. Got men's basketball in action. Warford Terriers on the 14th at 6:30. And you know, big game in the house. Vol Nation, Georgia, November 18th at 3:30. Make sure you check us out at Vol Village. It's going to be a big one. Hope to see all you guys there. That is our 60-second Vol update. Hometown Realty, proud sponsor of the Vols. A lot going on, guys. A lot going on. It's a lot going on. Our team is busy busy in our marketing department. It's football, it's basketball, it's men's basketball, it's women's basketball. Soon, you know, we have bowl selections and so much going on. Then baseball's right around the corner. Just a lot going on in the marketplace today. All right, so we're talking about new construction. And some of the things we're talking about is, you know, limited to no competition. As the real estate market is competitive as it is in the last couple years, homes were selling with multiple offers. But when you own land, you get to build your own home. And you have zero competition. Unless what we're talking about, you're buying from some of the track builders in town. And so some of those you have an opportunity to pick your lots, but sometimes there's not much changing that you can do. New construction is always going to be low maintenance, lower energy cost. Newer homes usually feature the latest energy efficient systems, materials, which means lower energy bills. We say that newness. That's kind of like that new car, guys. You get that new car, that new house, and you just pull up to the curb appeal. Everything's new. Nobody's lived in it. And it's just, it's something about a new house. The smell, you know, it's just a great feeling. So there's the positives, right? And there's obviously disadvantages of building a house. Obviously, it costs more than buying an existing home. We talked about that. Also, there's always going to be things you're going to budget for. So if you built new construction, there's going to be some extras. There's some expenses, okay? We talked a little bit about the weight, and depending if we're building in a neighborhood that has tract building, some of those already have, they're doing them really quickly. So some of the new construction, they're doing them in 120 days. But some properties, depending on weather when you start the build, could take 6 to 9 months to build your dream home. So keep that in mind. And really, if you're thinking about selling now, while the market and the rates are adjusting a little bit, financially really is an opportunity to say, well, does it make sense that we need to rent something for 6 months? Because what you don't want to do in today's market, or any market, ideally, if we're selling our property, we want to put it on at the right time, as where a lot of my clients say, well, so Ryan, I'm not in a rush. I don't have to sell. Nobody's kicking me out. That's always a good thing. And so that opportunity is where you don't want to be under pressure to put your home on the market, have a strict deadline with the builder and a timeline where there's a lot of penalties if you don't perform, just for that comfort reason of not having to move twice. So we really want to look at that. And when we're budgeting, really want to think about the opportunity where we're at in the season on the marketplace. Get with your great agent. Obviously, we're here to help you in anything we can do to help you with those questions. And the opportunity from there would be, okay, if the spring season or the fall season right now makes sense, Ryan, if I identify my lot, identify my builder, and we get to a certain approval process, then it may make sense to go ahead and budget for a 6-month process. Not only does the move make sense, it allows you to take from a larger house, or maybe you've lived there 20 years and you got a lot of stuff. We all have a lot of stuff, trust me. And it makes an easier move. You know, guys, if you've moved before and you understand this process, it's not the big stuff that's overwhelming. It's the little stuff. It's the paper stuff in your office, pictures, just important stuff that you got to go through that movers and other people can't be involved. And, hey, honey, do I throw this out or do I keep it? Or, it's that process where if you're under a time crunch, it makes it difficult, right? And so this move where if you have a storage unit or if you move to an apartment or somewhere renting something short term, it makes it easier. And especially as a stressful situation as it could be, because moving is stressful, right? Buying or selling real estate, it's one of the most stressful things you can do. Building new construction, as I said in the first section, is, making sure you keep your marriage intact. Don't kill each other in the process, right? It can be stressful. So making sure we take a lot of that stress out of the equation there is good. So, negotiable prices, let's talk about that. New construction as a whole is usually not negotiable. Buyers go into an existing purchase. It's not much wiggle room. Some builders in today's market have a little closing cost incentives and things like that with the rates, but a custom new build will not. And you're going to deal with noise. You're going to deal with mess. You're going to have construction stuff going on. We talked about the stress, countertops, things you're going to think about. What kind of countertops? What kind of custom cabinets? Interior trim, exterior trim. What kind of baseboard do you need? We're going to go tile in the shower. You want a heated shower. How about heated floors? What kind of siding? There's just a lot that goes in. Just don't underestimate the stamina and patience that it will take to get all those designed during that process. So understand that that's there. And in today's market, if you're building new construction, make sure that you understand there's hidden costs that you may have to pay. Budget some money for cash. Some of the existing homes, positives of those, quick close. When you buy a home existing, you won't be stuck waiting for a builder to install cabinets or floorings for you to move in. Most transactions close within 30 to 45 days. There's some room to negotiate. The resales, there's opportunity. As a buyer, you can negotiate the price, some with the seller. Repairs, home inspections, things like that, a very opportunity for you. Location, the money you save by buying an existing home could help you afford the home in that neighborhood that you've always wanted to be in. And then, of course, guess what? Sweat equity, build a little equity into that particular property. Obviously, with a resale, there's going to be some inspection items. There are going to be some repairs. As a home gets older, it's going to need some repairs like HVAC, roof, things like that. So always keep the age of the house in mind when shopping. But some homes are older and the sellers have maintained them in top shape. HVAC's only a couple years old, roof's new. So keep that in mind. Nothing wrong with the older home. Just look at what's been done and what's not. And when you're making your offer, make sure that if we're buying an older home, that you're budgeting for the roof or HVAC if those things haven't been placed. Compromise. And this is big, guys. You probably won't find a house that checks off every single box. I just worked with one of our great seniors yesterday, and we actually got out of a condo sale. And there were some things on the inspection we could have worked through, but, some things weren't exactly where he wanted to be. So we just decided it wasn't best for him. He wasn't feeling good about it. So we're going to kind of reset and come back and go look at something else. But understand that there's going to be compromises on a resale home. And get with your agent to make sure that they walk you through the pros and the cons and what's realistic in this market, okay? Updates previous owners have done, obviously, is important. Keep that in mind when you're making your offer. Environmental concerns, obviously, some of those things where really old home, you may run into lead-based paint, chemicals, asbestos tile, things like that. Just make sure you're covered. Obviously, going into a new purchase is a big move, or a resale. Buying a home, either way, is a big move. As I reinforce this show every week, guys, get with your agent. Get with your teammate. No I in team. No I in team. We talk about sports a lot here. Go Vols. Well, get a great teammate. Get your hometown experts to help you, walk you from start to finish, and sit down and have that consultation. I think in today's market, we start so quickly to kind of want to go look at houses, but have that consultation on the front end. It's really going to save you time, energy, and money, and a lot of stress, guys. A lot of stress. Hope you've enjoyed this show. Talking about buying or selling, new construction, or actually a resale. Hope you've enjoyed this weekend, enjoyed the game today. And if you need us at all, it's 693-SOLD. You can check us out at ryancoleman.org. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back next weekend with Real Estate with Ryan. Take care.